Hi everyone, it's me Carol from Practical Mystics. Thanks so much for joining me today. My video is due to being inspired after watching a replay on Carlastrology on Tea Time at the Dish, where she and two other members on her panel, Farah, Nadila, and Amber from Lavender Moon, discuss the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It was a wonderful playback. I am sorry that I missed the live. I encourage all of you to listen to it, to watch it. It was full of wonderful points, suggestions, discussion. At that point, while I was listening to it, I'm going to say I was triggered. I went back to the about 15 years ago when I had done a 2-day workshop, not on the 4 agreements, but on our belief system, which of course is discussed in this book. And I found a sentence right here that talks about it, and it says, whenever we hear an opinion and believe it, we make an agreement and it becomes part of our belief system. And I thought, well, let me go ahead and maybe share this 2-day workshop. Of course, I am not going to have a 2-day workshop and go in detail, but I wanted to touch upon some of the teachings of the 4 agreements, our belief systems and who we are, and discuss how it all applies, beginning with the concept of who we are. Now, all I did was list 10 questions that I had in the workshop that everyone in the workshop kind of sat down and answered to the best of their ability, and then there was a discussion. But this is going to help you form an idea of the concept of yourself and your belief system. And let me start out with a very powerful quote by Abraham Maslow. He is a well-known psychologist. What is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself, and that captures the idea. Once we know who we are by asking questions, then we are empowered to make the changes we feel would make us happier, more agreeable, more productive, whatever that is. So here are the 10 questions that I asked in the workshop. Who am I? And friends, there is no right or wrong answers, and take your time in your journals to answer these. Question number 2, what do I think of myself? Why do I think of myself this way? Did I feel powerless or powerful when I was a child? Do I now feel the same way? And then answer why or why not. Was it safe for me to express my thoughts and emotions? Is it easy for me to show my feelings honestly now? Do I like myself? Why or why not? Do I make choices that mirror who I am? And the last question, what do I fear? Why? And how is it affecting me now? That was another topic discussed on the Dish on Carlastrology. They talked a little bit about fear and what that does. Okay, so we're going to start out with beliefs because that is how we're programmed. So here is beliefs in a nutshell. I'll try to explain it, and there will be part 2 to this video. So the first step to self-awareness is to examine your own beliefs about who you are. Your beliefs are like a structure you live in, and you believe will protect you. You are affected either positively or negatively by your beliefs because our beliefs create our experience. They are the building blocks to how we are living. Now, in italics is very important points. Universal law works according to our beliefs. What you put out comes back to you. The universe doesn't discriminate. If you say, I am powerful and easygoing, then the universe will mirror that back to you. We can say that universal law is your beliefs in actions and work for you. Beliefs begin as a thought which you accept. You are the manufacturer of the structure you have built with your thoughts. To change this structure, which means your life, you need to change your mind, your beliefs, and your thoughts. The words we think, say, and use have enormous power and influence in your life. Now, the first agreement is, and I want to make sure that I say it properly, is be impeccable with your word. Now, our word, when we say a word or hear a word from anyone, a family member, a friend, a lover, a colleague, a teacher, doesn't matter who it is, we are going to form thoughts. And we'll create sooner or later, a picture, a story around those words. So words, the thoughts are created from the words used. And that's why the first agreement, it tells us to be very conscious of the words we do. They can kill you. The forked tongue, the two-edged sword, we can heal someone or really hurt someone with just one word. Now, the next step, when we have a word, then we form a thought, is we're going to get a feeling, a reaction, an effect from all of this. And it's going to be positive or negative. So we see the power in our words. So we're going to go on a little bit more and talk about beliefs. As you take an inventory of your belief system and become aware of how they consciously and unconsciously direct your life, you now have the power to change your life. Now take time to answer why you think in a certain way. Are they your beliefs or have they been passed down? Was it your family heritage, religious, where you were educated, your culture? Do you believe them because they make you feel secure? And changing that belief system would create a sense of fear within you. What happens if your religious affiliation said that we have the way, we have the truth, and it may cost you, if you believe outside that system, to experience something negative, then you may want to continue that belief system because you're going to fear the consequences of not going by that religious structure or codes or laws. So these are all things to really look at as you take inventory of your personal belief system. And here's some points to ponder. A belief is something we hold to be true. Beliefs are assumptions we make about the way we or the world works. Together, these beliefs create our structure. If this structure is built on truth, faith, love, and self-awareness, our lives usually works well. If these structures is built on ego, fear, resentment, blame, and denial, our lives won't work. Lastly, keep in mind that some of our beliefs are programmed. They're unconscious. We get them when we're young. I think up to the age of 5, we form these beliefs that we know how to be safe. We know how to be assured that we will be loved and lovable, that we're considered good boys and girls. So a lot of this is unconscious programming, and this programming is supported by the ego. Therefore, any work done concerning some of your belief system must enter the domain of one's ego structure. Now, some of you may recall, if you saw my videos on shadow work, we realized that the ego holds a lot of authority over us, and it'll convince us that our higher self is wrong and that the ego is right. And here are some points that I'm going to be leaving you with here today as we finish up this video. The ego collects beliefs that support its wants and needs. It is self-centered, the ego is greedy, and it's separateness. It's not about union. It's not about us. It's about me, what I want, what I need to feel a certain way or get a certain pleasure or gratification or validation. Anything new or contradicting this belief is immediately labeled wrong. It threatens the ego. We tend to reproduce, construct what we already know, for it is comfortable. We tend to stay away, find fault, deny what we don't know, for it is threatening and incites a sense of uncertainty. The ego, when denied, responds with emotional anger, anxiety, jealousy, acts out. It could be rage and a sense of fear. So this is how the ego works, and we have to basically bypass it, be smarter than the ego if we are going to be able to really look at how and why we have the belief systems that we have about ourselves, about our partners, about our children, about our relationships. You can fill in the blank. And in order to reprogram ourselves, we have to understand just how the ego works. So I'm going to leave it there, and my next video will be about how we can rework the belief systems. We'll look into that a little bit deeper. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, thoughts, and comments. And again, please visit that wonderful live on Tea Time at the Dish on Carla Astrology. Thanks everyone. Take care.